Today on the CTV News at 5, Albertans pay their respects as former Premier Peter Lougheed lies in state. Plus, a Lethbridge man charged in a child pornography case pleads guilty to new charges. And Fernie makes the cut on a National Geographic magazine ranking.
CTV News with Jackie Scantlebury.
Good afternoon. Starting today, former Alberta Premier Peter Lougheed is lying in state at the provincial legislature. Mourners are filing past Peter Lougheed's flag-draped coffin at the foot of the grand staircase in the legislature. Half of the casket is covered in the Canadian flag, and Alberta's provincial flag lies over the other half. Lougheed has been remembered since his death on Thursday as a champion for Alberta, but also as a politician who cared deeply about Canada. Sons Joe and Stephen Lougheed, as well as granddaughter Kathleen, are accepting condolences on behalf of the family. Lougheed will be in state for 2 days. And Southern Albertans are invited to share memories or offer condolences by going online or signing a condolence book at the provincial buildings in Lethbridge or Medicine Hat. A display and condolence book is located just inside the main entrance at 400 4th Avenue South in Lethbridge. The memory book will be available to sign until September 28th. The provincial building is open from 8:15 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Monday to Friday, and you can also provide comments or share memories through an online tribute page at alberta.ca. In lieu of flowers, the Lougheed family is requesting Albertans consider donating or volunteering support for one of the former Premier's many charitable interests. Well, Canada's MPs returned to their desks in the House of Commons today. They were coming off a 3-month summer break. National unity and the economy were the big issues and are expected to be bigger issues this fall. The latest Canadian Press Harris Decima survey indicates that the Tories have the backing of 34% of decided voters and the New Democrats 27%. Until now, the two parties had been neck and neck in the polls. Liberal support is pegged at 24%. Well, Dory, temperatures this week, we're going to see from about 24, even up to 28. An average for this time of year, though, 19.
I know, Jackie. It's just amazing weather that we're enjoying. And I mean, this is the last official week of summer that we're in right now. So we're wrapping it up under stellar temperature conditions, that's for sure. And I'll have all the details about what's upcoming. Not a big change, but I'll tell you the details in a couple of minutes.
We like the sounds of your forecast. Thanks, Dory. The Crown prosecutor wants a long-term offender status for a Lethbridge man who pleaded guilty to possessing child pornography. 27-year-old Patrick Brian Rickman pleaded guilty to the charge in May. In August of 2009, University of Lethbridge security found the images on a memory stick left at a campus computer lab. Well, today, Rickman pleaded guilty to 3 new charges stemming from an incident in Calgary last March. Rickman was found to be in possession of a laptop computer containing 185 images of child pornography. He pleaded guilty to possessing and accessing child porn and a charge of violating his release conditions today. Sentencing was set for today, but has been rescheduled for December the 18th to accommodate a psychiatric assessment to determine if Rickman should be designated a long-term offender. And police are considering charges against the driver of a Jeep that rolled and killed a man near Brooks this weekend. Around 8 o'clock Saturday morning, police say that 2 41-year-old men were out joyriding in a Jeep in the Martin Industrial Subdivision. The men were employees at the site, and the Jeep landed on its roof when it went over a large dirt mound. The passenger, Joel Preston of Brooks, well, he died in the rollover. The driver, a man from Tilly, was sent by Stars to Calgary with non-life-threatening injuries. Police say that alcohol was a factor and charges are pending. And RCMP and Brooks are investigating a vicious assault. It happened in the early morning hours on Sunday. RCMP say that an argument happened between a man and 2 women inside of a taxi cab. The man punched both women, breaking one woman's jaw and knocking out 3 teeth, as well as fracturing her skull. RCMP continue to try to identify the man. If you have any information, you're urged to contact RCMP or Crime Stoppers. And DNA results have confirmed the identity of a 94-year-old woman found in an apartment fire in Medicine Hat. Hazel Lloyd's body was found inside her burned-out apartment on August 29th. Police say autopsy results show that she likely died from multiple blunt force injuries she got before the fire, and they believe the fire was deliberately set. Police say that there don't appear to be any things missing from the home that would have been suggesting a robbery. The Major Crimes Unit is still investigating and searching for suspects. Well, the city of Lethbridge is planning a peace day on Friday to strengthen its relationship with the Blood Reserve. It's hoped that the event will rebuild dialogue in the wake of racist comments made following last week's grass fire west of Lethbridge. The Lethbridge Coalition of Municipalities Against Racism and Discrimination is organizing the gathering. Representatives say the city values diversity, and reaction to the fire is an opportunity to bring everyone together and make the community stronger rather than focusing on the negative. The Blood Tribe is also calling for calm and hopes that Southern Albertans can learn from this experience.
Let's move on here. We have to move on, and in those weather conditions, we have to be a little bit more diligent. Both sides have to, and hopefully we can come out of this better people and better neighbors and a better understanding of each other.
Peace Day event is scheduled from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Friday night at City Hall, and organizers are hoping to have more information by tomorrow. And there's still no price tag associated with the wildfires that tore through the county of Lethbridge and Milk River 1 week ago today. County of Lethbridge Fire Chief Daryl Beaton says his agency is currently organizing their post-incident report and analysis. The document will help them and other fire agencies learn from their experience. It will also include the cost of fighting the fire from the land and the air. It will not include personal losses, as most of them are covered by insurance. He says we may never know the true cost of the land and structural damage unless the province announces a disaster recovery program, which seems unlikely at this point. Residents of Carmangay and the surrounding area are holding a candlelight vigil this week to mark the closure of the Little Bow Continuing Care Centre. The centre's last 2 residents are slated to be moved Wednesday. Most of the staff have been transferred to other facilities or have decided not to keep working with Alberta Health Services. The candlelight vigil is scheduled for Thursday night, 7 p.m. Carmangay Mayor Kim Nichols says the event will provide residents with an opportunity to say goodbye and embrace the future. The facility was the largest single employer in Carmangay. The closure affects more than 10% of the village's workforce. And we have a beef recall to pass along to you. The Canadian Food Inspection Agency warning covers a long list of ground beef from Alberta's XL Foods. The beef may have been contaminated with E. coli. It was sold under the Kirkland Signature, Safeway and Calahoo brands in Alberta, as well as Ontario, Manitoba, Saskatchewan and BC. It not only concerns ground meat, but in some cases meatballs, hamburger patties, and other specialty products containing ground beef. The agency says there have been no reported illnesses linked to the product. For more information on the recall, you can go to the website at inspection.gc.ca. The BC government is running out of time when it comes to managing the slaughter of animals. A new system has to be put into place before the Canadian Food Inspection Agency pulls its contracts for inspectors with provincially licensed plants. Kimberly Davidson reports.
From there, the chickens goes into the chill tank.
Gerald Brinders is proud of his fully licensed mobile chicken slaughter facility. He designed and fabricated the trailer.
After all, we invested a lot of money in this equipment.
Brinders is one of the meat processors the BC government is looking to help figure out how to regulate the industry once the national inspectors drop their contracts with provincial facilities. Ideas include certifying individual operators and bringing in inspectors periodically.
To make my job bigger and more complicated. Along with that, there's going to be paperwork.
Brinders says he'd like to see more government inspection, not less. He got into the business in 2007 when BC introduced regulations banning the sale of meat not processed in a licensed facility.
I don't think we consulted enough. In fact, I know we didn't consult enough.
Consult with farmers and ranchers that found themselves suddenly unable to do farm gate sales that had been a large part of their business for generations.
I have never, ever heard of anyone getting sick. However, how many stories have we heard in the press lately, Kimberly, regarding how many big plants, right, they're full of E. coli, they're full of listeria, you know, and it comes from the big plants.
So in 2010, the BC government backtracked on that decision and established 2 new licenses. D licenses, where up to 25 large animals or 100 chickens can be slaughtered for local retail sales, and E licenses, where up to 10 large animals or 50 chickens can be slaughtered for local direct sales, both with only periodic site inspections. Brinders says this took a large bite out of his business.
So why must it be that somebody in their backyard can do, on very limited standards, you know, like third world standards I call it, can get away selling products to the public to be consumed?
And now Brinders wonders what will happen in 2014 if a lack of inspectors and an industry with fluctuating regulations will lead to more animals being slaughtered without a government inspector present. Kimberly Davidson, CTV News, Cranbrook.
The government will draft a plan after reviewing reports from the consultations. BC's new provincial meat inspection system has to be in place by December 2013. Lethbridge City Council has just approved a major piece of public art valued at $175,000. The piece will be featured in the foyer of the new Community Arts Centre. It's entitled Mirrored Earth and will include hundreds of mirrored surfaces. The project is to be installed by May 2013 and is to be funded from the city's Public Art Fund. Well, Lethbridge's Park Place Shopping Centre has been named the country's outstanding building of the year. General Manager Kevin Breeze made the announcement this morning at Guest Services. The Toby Award recognizes quality in commercial real estate building and rewarding excellence in building management. Park Place was also recognized for its numerous green initiatives. Breeze says all decisions inside the facility are green-based, from the lighting fixtures to the paint on the walls. He says the award validates the work they've been doing over the past few years.
Absolutely it does. We've been working towards really building excellence and building management excellence for the last 4 years. It's not an overnight process. It goes from everyday decisions to year-long decisions that got us to this stage.
And the award allows them all to enter into the BOMA Canada National Awards. People in Lethbridge laced up their shoes to remember an inspiring Canadian and to continue his dream this weekend. More than 100 people came out for the 32nd annual Terry Fox Run at Henderson Park on Sunday. They ranged from first-time participants to some who've been to the event every year. It's one of 9,000 Terry Fox runs across the country. Local participants raised nearly $12,000 for cancer research. They say Fox is still an idol after more than 3 decades, especially to those who've been touched by cancer.
In 1980, I was diagnosed with colon cancer, and at that time Terry was running, so I latched onto him to give me inspiration, which he did, and 32 years later, I'm still here.
It's great to see young families, to know that, you know, Terry's legacy, Terry's dream is continuing on.
And in Medicine Hat, about 200 people took part in Sunday's Terry Fox Run. Organizers there think they raised around $6,000 locally for cancer research. And speaking of money, time now for a look at how the markets fare today.